Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel where I share my personal hair journey and tips, tricks, and product reviews to help you with your own. This is another episode of Do I Still? And this particular one is a Do I Still Hate It? Okay, and we are featuring the Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic. This product has stirred up a lot on my channel because people come to my channel brand new and they're like, oh, you didn't mention Uncle Funky's, or I thought you were going to talk about Uncle Funky's. And the reason why I haven't done that, the reason why you don't see this product on my channel is because I don't like it. Okay, this is not my first bottle. This is not my second bottle. However, I will give it the fact that the last time I tried this was a couple of years ago. So my technique has changed. My hair has changed. Shoot, the product has changed. Okay, there was a whole situation with that. So we will get into, why I didn't like it while I'm actually styling in a voiceover just to make it nice and clean. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually style my hair several different ways with this singular product. So in today's video, today's portion of this video, I'm going to be actually using this as the sole styler. I know that that is not the typical recommended use for this product. However, I've noticed that sometimes when hairstylists want you to detox before you start coming to their salon, they usually want you to use this as a sole styler. And there are some people, a small minority of people, that do use this as a sole styler. I already know that this is probably not going to work on my hair being used this way, but might as well get it out of the way for the beginning of this video.
So people may be wondering, what is your issue with Uncle Funky's Daughter? Why don't you like the Curly Magic girl? And the reason why I have not liked it in the past is because this gel just would not clump my hair. I could not get it into defined clump curls. I have seen the girlies use this as a styler and their hair is already defined. It just doesn't work for me. Furthermore, back in the day, I wasn't really aware of like the importance of curing the hair, and that's making sure that it's fully dry even after it's dry. That sounds weird, but if you get this hair just to where it doesn't have water, it still has this tackiness and this stickiness to it. And so I live in Central Florida. And so in Central Florida, I would go outside and this would just reactivate on my hair. So here I am with undefined puffy, fluffy hair that has the nerve to be sticky on top of that. Can you see the issue that I was having at the time with this particular gel? As I have said in other videos and stuff like that, this is not my first time trying Uncle Funky's. This is actually not my second time trying. However, I did feel like giving it a fair shot again when I realized that the second bottle or so of it that I've had, I actually did a video featuring that bottle a really, really, really long time ago. I said, okay, it's been enough years and I've changed enough and my hair has changed enough that I can give it another shot. And so that is what has brought us to today and in this current video. So now you know.
Okay, so application notes. I will tell you that a lot of product comes out that little pump. So when I was getting in and trying to hit on the productless roots, definitely slowed down the pumps, honey. At one point, the section I did a half a pump. A lot of product comes out of this pump. So whatever magic they got in that pump, they need to go and share that with these other companies that try to put their gel in the pump. Because the pump experience was good. Very good experience with the pump. Also, I noticed the second I started applying the product to my hair, any shed hairs that I may have missed earlier came running out, okay? They were like, yes, we can just slide on out now. So that was really good, a really great experience as well. I'm just letting all the sections down, bringing them back together so my hair don't look weird. So this is what we're working with using the Curly Magic as the soul styler, soul provider. Okay, so this is how I tried it in the past when I didn't like it. And I didn't know about, you know, primers and base gels and things like that. So I am going to let this fully dry. I ain't going nowhere. I work from home. And I don't have that many meetings. I don't have no external meetings tomorrow. No, okay, I got one. But by then, I can, like, put my hair up if it doesn't look good. So anyway, we're going to fully let it dry. And we're going to see, like, what this is, just to know what it's doing before we start putting other gels on top of it and doing stuff like that. Alright guys, so it is the next morning. I've taken my hair down. I did not put my hair in my usual tie-up situation because I couldn't. So I just put it in a bonnet and then kind of just swooshed my hair back into the bonnet. So long hair natural wearing a bonnet. Took me a minute to shake that situation out. But I now feel like I look like presentable and together. So, so anyway, we are looking at it. Here you go. The lighting is definitely doing its thing. I can appreciate it. I think the girls can actually tell my hair is brown. And it's dark outside. Come on now. All right. So what I can say is my hair feels like if I had styled it with a leave-in. So like I love the way it feels. Oh yes. Definitely love the way it feels. It's fully cured. So, because I didn't really understand curing back in the day. So definitely this is a more cured result than what I would get in the past. As far as the definition, yeah, this is what I used to get in the past. If not just a little bit more definition just because my hair is healthier. So definitely got more definition. And then of course, back then I didn't have a professional haircut. I have a professional haircut. So obviously you can see that someone has artificially, you know, rounded this situation out. And so it creates that. Yeah, it's a decent amount of definition up and through here. So I can say that this is definitely just because of the way my hair feels and the definition that is hiding in here. In person, you don't really see it. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. In person, you can't really see the definition in my hair. But I can kind of see it if I'm standing under a light or something like that. I can see it when I look in the mirror and then the lights from here are hitting it. So there is definition in here. So that base alone lets me know that the other ways of styling my hair that involve a gel under it, using this particular gel under it, will probably come out better and will probably be, you know, decent. But I wanted us to kind of see the baseline of where we were starting. And I could tell you right now, and I almost probably didn't have to tell you, but I would probably never use this as a soul styler. I see the girls doing it. But for me, this is not a look that I'm going for. There is a point in the past where I would have gotten this as a wash and go result and would have been like, I made it. I achieved wash and go status. But I just know that my hair can look different from this. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, this, I wouldn't see this as like my like holy grail wash and go end all be all situation, because I just know that my hair can look very different from what it looks like right now. But I mean, is this bad? No, absolutely not. I was like, when it was wet, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a ponytail, or I'm not a ponytail, this is gonna be a bun. But no, I think this is gonna be a puff, as in this hair needs to still be out, like, and seen. For my next trick, okay, so here we are at the point where I have done boom, boom, boom. I've styled all of these, and then this one halfway styled. So here's what we're doing for this one. We are doing the way that I typically would style my hair, with a botanical gel that can define my hair. So we're going to use the Uncle Funky starter. We already have used the Uncle Funky starter to actually define and rake through and style the hair. This section I left out, and I think I've run water over it because it was out and I didn't realize, so my bad. But anyhow, I am now going to go over in larger sections than what I styled in and do the second gel. So the application of the Uncle Funkies is exactly how you just saw it in the last, or yeah, the first way that I used it. So pop it up here, and oh my god, they look so cute together. I like the colors, complementary. I have heard of you guys using this combo before. I didn't pick this combo for any special reason other than it's what's open. That's how I am on my channel. I'm really big on using what's open. So here we are with the Uncle Funkies. Okay, it's already in. I have used it as the styler. I've gone in. Now, I have a couple of thoughts about this already. It definitely has more definition than if I had used like that Kinky Curly leave-in before I do the custard on top. And that always comes out really good. But it has less definition than some of the other gels that I tend to use in this same way. So it's definitely in between those. But if that Kinky Curly can come out looking like that, then I can get something good from this. Now, I still don't think that this is the way that the majority of people use this gel. The funny thing about it is after I used the first one, and I literally still had Uncle Funky's in my hair, Will Earl Wynn comes out with a I tried Uncle Funky's video. And everyone in the comments was like, it's a leave-in, Will. You gotta use it like a leave-in. It's a leave-in, it's a leave-in, it's a leave-in. So I think that my original wash and go video that I did last year, there's a weird dry patch in the back. But anyway, my original wash and go video that I did where I just use it as like a primer, like a little bit of product before then moving into the harder hold gel and using the harder hold gel as the main styler. I think that that's what people are doing with Uncle Funky's. So I think that they are applying less than what I have applied and applying more of the second gel. Because this application that I'm doing right now, I'd say there's probably double the amount of Uncle Funky's compared to the amount of Frozen that I'm putting on my hair right now. Whereas I think if I was doing it the way that I think most people are using this combo or combo similar to it, it should be the other way around where there's more of the Frozen compared to the Uncle Funky's. But basically, I'm just trying to apply it until it feels different from just the way it feels with just Uncle Funky's. And then I'm smoothing through because I already did all that raking with the Uncle Funky's because I used it as the main styler. Did I miss? Okay, I always have this frizzy hair. Y'all, this frizzy hair just keeps growing longer and being disrespectful. Like, it was cute when it was short. And now it just keeps getting longer year over year and product doesn't lay it down. So, it's cute that you're growing. I mean, that's nice, but lay down as you grow longer. And I thought it would lay down when it got longer, but it just doesn't. So, it just gets more apparent and noticeable as it gets longer. Freaking annoying. And no amount of gel, I've tried smoothing gel over it, it doesn't work. It's gonna do that. Okay, so here is the section with the Frozen. Frozen was not the styler. It's just sandwiched and enveloped over the Uncle Funky's, which was the styler. Automatically, like I said, I think it's going to come out better than previous use. And I'm going to go ahead and take down the hair that I previously styled with this combo. Come on down. There's a little water that came off of that one. It flipped at me. And y'all, when I use Uncle Funky's as the stole styler, I wish I could report back on the humidity, but the humidity is really low right now. It's the point of the year where the humidity is low. For us in Florida, January, February, you're not getting much humidity, so I can't really tell you the effects of it, because I know some of you guys are wondering, but I can't get that to you because it's not the proper season for me to be able to do that. All right, I thought I zoomed out, but let's see if we can like maybe bring the camera down just a little bit, because yesterday's Zoom is not today's Zoom. There we go. I feel a little bit more comfortable. I was feeling uncomfortable. Okay, so this is what it's laying like with this combo. Hey! And I was feeling like a part. So what I'm going to do, since the Uncle Funky's is underneath something, we need the gel cast and stuff to break off of the top gel. Which with the Frozen doesn't take as long as like Jello shot. So I'll probably check in maybe on Monday because I have a really crazy early morning flight on Tuesday. I've been getting flued out with my current job. So I'll be flued out for a minute. So I'm going to try to come back on day, what's that? That's day 3 here. Because that's the only day I can do, and we should get the gel cast breaking a little bit so we can feel the effect of the Uncle Funky's on the loose hair. All right, day 3 of Uncle Funky's used as styler, topped with Frozen, and these are the results so far. I'm really glad that I waited a couple of days to do this, just for several reasons. First of all, I know that whenever I use Frozen, it kind of looks lackluster on the first day or two, and then it just loosens up and it just starts to look better. Like the shine comes through, the whatever comes through. It's just a gel of mine that just does not add much shine when you first style with it. I think I said that in the original video I did of it ever so long ago, but that's just a situation with that particular gel. Second thing is, after I did my hair with this, I did not like it. I did not like it, and I was looking at it, I was like, there is something about this that I don't like. And I think the reason why I wasn't liking it is because the ends were kind of stringy. And I know that it's not the fault of like anything else that I've done, because I actually did another wash and go with almost everything the same as this one, but the only difference is that the gel that I used to style initially was not the Uncle Funky's, and it did not come out stringy. So there's that, but I'm noticing that, you know, over these last couple of days, it actually is starting to pump up a little bit more. We're starting to get a little bit more volume with it as far as these ends are concerned, so they're not as stringy looking. So I think that may have been it, and I could have maybe put a little bit more of the Frozen on the ends exclusively, maybe try to encourage the curl on the ends. I'm not really sure what it is, because I've never really had this issue before where it was a styling thing that's causing my ends to look like this. In the past, it was just because my hair was unhealthy, girl. It had to be cut off. That was the only solution. But now I know this is, for a fact, I know this is styling, because I've done wash and go recently and this was not an issue. So I know it is a styling thing. I'm just not really exactly sure how to solve this issue or exactly what is causing it. So I'm pretty pleased with the level of definition in here. And of course the shine has come back in after it has gotten older. It is a little bit more voluminous than some of my other wash and goes that I have done. And I think that's just because the Uncle Funky's Curly Magic just did not lay my hair as much as I would have liked before then going in with something else over the top of it. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a middle of the road type thing. I feel like I've had better wash and goes, but now that this is older, I feel better about it than I did initially. Get into it, yeah. So behind the scenes, I'm in the middle of filming a conditioner video, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and proceed to keep filming today. And we're gonna do the final test of the Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic. Now, this is the use that I think that y'all are using, just because of what you say about how much Curly Magic you use. Just when I'm like the people leaving all those comments for Will underneath his video talking about it's a leave-in, it's a leave-in, it's a leave-in. So I think you guys are using it more of like the primer type product, get a good coating of it on the hair, and then really go in with another gel, and that gel is the main styler. I think that's what y'all is doing, okay? And for me, that's what I felt would probably be the best use for me of this gel, because it just doesn't have enough power to clump and define my curls by itself for me to use it as the main styler and then coat it like y'all just saw me do. So we're gonna put some more water on this hair, since I did rinse it for my conditioner video, and then I'm gonna go right into applying the Uncle Funky's as just a get it coated really good primer type situation before then styling with the Frozen Drip and Grip Super Hold Gel, which I already have ready to go here. If I was applying Kinky Curly, this is about how much I would apply. There's definitely enough in here that I feel like it's coated, but not enough if I was trying to style with it. Like, definitely not. It's not giving enough weight for that. So, I forgot what the clips were for a moment. I had cleaned them and put them down. We're going to go in with the Frozen as the actual styler. You guys have seen me do this time and time again, so I'll probably cut this up a bit as far as the editing, but we'll get the first section in completely. Need to squeeze and pull this to get it down to see exactly truly where the product runs out. And we've run out of product, so let's get some more. and pick up right where we left off of where we ran out of product. All right, so we're going to rake through now that I feel like my hair is smooth enough to do so. It wants to be bigger clumps than smaller clumps. Bigger clumps in the back, smaller in the front, so let it do what it want to do. Okay, so here's the first section. This is what it's looking like. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Why do I get closer? That don't make no sense, but girl, we doing what we can. Okay, I am not a production company. I am just someone with a camera who's been making videos for about 11 or 12 years. 13 years, maybe? I've been making videos a long time. They're just not public. So, okay. So I will let you guys look at a couple more sections and then we will fast forward to Fine to done. I have learned things, okay? And yes, it's me coming with a moral of the story before the story is even over. Like, we are definitely not done. Girl is still in the shower with wet hair. But I do want to make some notes on things that I've discovered and also things that I may do moving forward after this final trial, because I still have plenty of product left, so, you know, I got time to figure things out. Okay. So first thing, there was a difference between how much UFD I thought that I needed and how much I actually needed. There was a disconnect there for me mentally. So when I use my primer type product, I don't use that much. It's just kind of like a dabble here, dabble there, open it up in half, do a little water, smush it through some more to make sure it's spread, and then that's it. Let me show you guys what I'm working with here. All right. Okay. All right. So that's typically what I do when I use a primer style product, because I'm really focusing on my actual gel to do the work. Well, I got in there and I felt like my hair just was like, didn't have enough slip with the UFD. And then also there were certain parts where I was opening my hair up and it felt snaggy, like separating Velcro. And I was like, okay, this is definitely, I shouldn't be struggling this much. So then I said on this section over here, I was like, so that camera, the one y'all saw me do on camera, that wasn't enough products. So then I did this one over here and I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply more product than I thought that I would want to. And so I was applying it like, oh, this is too much product. Oh. I put that in and the slip on the individual hair as I was styling each one was better, but still had hit that snaggy part at some of the roots. So it just wasn't slipping through the hair like my usual kinky curly curling custard would do. So when I got up here to this section, I said, okay, I have to separate this hair and apply it more throughout the hair than I do when I normally use any type of primer product. So those 3 sections that I did in the last version of the Wash and Go, where I was putting the hard hold gel, I used those same sections to apply the Uncle Funky. So at this point in this section, here we are, more UFD overall, and then opening the hair up and applying in smaller sections the UFD. Smaller sections, they were still kind of big, right? And then a little water on my hand and doing it like this just because it's faster to do that and it's more targeted. So as I was doing that, when I went in to style the small sections with the Frozen had a lot more slip. I got more of that foaming that you tend to see from hairstylists. My hair seemed to come out more defined. Everything just seemed to be working better when I did that. And same thing for over here, I styled this section in the same way. So I think moving forward, the lesson that I've learned is that if I want to do even the second version of this Wash and Go that I did, where it kind of still had a little bit more volume and that kind of stuff, I think I would need to apply the UFD the way that I applied it today in those kind of larger sections. And then also apply the hard hold gel in those larger sections, not styling yet, and then go in and pinch off the sections, open up the roots, and rake like that. I think that version, so kind of a mashup of what I did today and a mashup of the last wash and go routine, would probably give me the best application experience without using tons of product. Overall, I'm talking about both products, both UFD and whatever hard hold I'm using over it. I feel like that will probably give me the best results with UFD, even though this isn't dry yet. So we'll see how this comes out. Probably will come back in a couple of days just so it has a chance for the harder hold gel to kind of break the cast a bit and see underneath. Hopefully it works out because I'm driving a couple of hours south of here for a party that family and everybody coming to, so my hair better look good. It's gonna be like over 100 some people at this party, so I need my hair to look good, okay? I need my hair to look good, so I will definitely come back after the gel cast is broken a bit and have a chance. Hopefully no one smokes over me at this party. Some of my family members like to smoke cigars, and I'm just not looking forward to that. But yeah, lesson learned. I'm happy to report that no one smoked on me, and it was once again another very fancy family lituation, and I'm back with day 4 hair. So let's get into the results. It's actually really sunny today, so like I can't even in the camera determine what it looks like. I'll have to see what my hair looks like on the playback because I can't even see it. So but anyhow, obviously this worked. I mean, because we have more of the hard hold gel taking place. So I'm not mad at it at all. This wash and go is doing what it needs to do. It definitely, even with the gel cast breaking, it definitely, you know, is good to go. One thing I noticed with using Uncle Funky's Daughter is that I could pretty much slap as much product as I needed to as far as other products, and it would not build up or flake or have like a dull cast. But I will say for the first time, I did get a little spot back here where it looked like it was like the product was like, girl, no, you need to stop. But like any of the other wash and goes where I still felt like I was freely putting as much product as I wanted to, there wasn't an issue with that. So I think one reason why people may like this gel so much is because it blends with pretty much anything, right? And you can put a decent amount and it really isn't going to be like, it isn't going to negatively affect the finished look of the hair really. Now, of course, everyone's wondering at this point, like, do I still hate it? I'm going to say no. I don't, excuse me, I don't hate this gel anymore. I definitely won't say like, oh, I absolutely do not like it, that was my strong feeling prior to this, due to the previous experiences with it. But neither am I jumping out of the window for it. I like that now it's an option. It's an option, especially if I can use it. You know, in the previous clip I talked about a way that I might improve the second version of the wash and go. Some things I may do differently for that. But I really like the results a little bit better that I get from using Kinky Curly as a gel before I then move in with the more hard hold gel. But if I was somewhere like, I remember when I was in Hawaii and I went to the store in there that is CVS. I can't think of the name of the store, but it's basically CVS. They just didn't change the name when CVS acquired them. And so I went into that store and like I had, I don't typically travel with hair products or anything like that, but I was doing outdoor stuff and then I was going to go to a wedding. And so I wanted to redo my hair. And so I was just like, I'll just buy the stuff at the drugstore because at CVS, things are a little cheaper than you would get on the island. And they had Uncle Funky's Daughter, you know, because it's CVS. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Uncle Funky's Daughter is really available. Also, compared to the other gels that are similar to it per ounce, it's cheaper than all the other ones. So it is a cheaper option. You could slap it on with a band-in. I think the reason people like it is because it's just so easy to use and so available, and compared to other stuff, just less expensive, you know. But definitely check out the other times that I actually tried this. I use it on dry hair actually. Very interesting experiment that I did there, so check that out. In the description box, I'm going to put an annotation of all of the trials that I did in this video, and also I'm going to write down what I would have done, like the proposed idea that I talked about earlier, just in case the writing may resonate better with some people. Subscribe. I post videos every week, and I'll talk to you in the next one.